Millie Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. We are here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio at the public square where an anti-Trump protest is taking place. Now, this is supposed to go on all into the night, and it actually started after dark. So we're going to just follow this and see what happens.
I lived during a time where gays and lesbians could not show affection in public, could not be who they were born to be. I lived during a time whenever a man could beat his wife and it was not illegal. We're not going back. I lived through a time where women bled to death from backstreet coat hanger abortions. We're not going back. I've been married for 28 years to my African-American husband, and I lived through a time where that was illegal, that it was dangerous, and I'm afraid with Trump in power, and am I going to feel safe walking down the street, sitting in a restaurant with my husband?
The reality of this indictment against women across racial and ethnic lines. We cannot allow this to happen. Women matter. Women matter. Women matter.
I have given women more opportunity than I would say virtually anybody in the construction industry. I have a daughter named Ivanka and a wife named Melania who constantly want me to talk about women's health issues because they know how I feel about it, and they know how I feel about women.
So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job, and I happen to be pro-life.
Democrats will say the money they give to Planned Parenthood does not go to abortions, that the money they give to Planned Parenthood only goes to other women's health issues, including mammograms and things like that. If you knew the government money were only going to that, would you support funding Planned Parenthood?
I have many, many friends who are women who understand Planned Parenthood better than you or I will ever understand it. And they do some very good work. Cervical cancer, lots of women's health issues are taken care of. I know one of the candidates, I won't mention names, said, we're not going to spend that kind of money on women's health issues. I am.
I am a proud gay man. Trump says that he cares about my community, that he cares about people like me. He said that at the RNC. That's a big fat lie. You know how I know that's a big fat lie? Electing Mike Pence as his running mate.
All people are created equal. And I believe that no one should be harassed or mistreated because of who they are, who they love, or what they believe.
Yes or no? If a florist in Indiana refuses to serve a gay couple at their wedding, is that legal now in Indiana?
The Religious Freedom Restoration Act has never been used to undermine anti-discrimination laws. Is tolerance a two-way street or not? I mean, you know, there's a lot of talk about tolerance in this country today having to do with people on the left. But here Indiana steps forward to protect the constitutional rights and privileges of freedom of religion.
Our climate change denying EPA soon-to-be leader does not believe that the seas are rising. As the seas rise, major cities across the world will be underwater in 100 years. New York City is one of those cities. There will be hundreds of millions of climate refugees, and we can hardly handle Syria as it is.
I am going to talk about global warming revisited. For the last 19 years, roughly speaking, the temperature has not gone up. I mean, if you're a physicist, for heaven's sake, and here's the experiment, and you have a theory, and the theory doesn't agree with the experiment, then you have to cut out the theory. You were wrong with the theory. From 1880 to 2015, the temperature has increased from 288 to 288.8 degree Kelvin, 0.3%. So here is then what we should worry about. This is refugees trying to cross the Mediterranean. And these people are not fleeing from global warming, they're fleeing from poverty.
How many here are on Obamacare?
On what?
Obamacare. How many people are on it?
Yeah.
Isn't it awesome to have affordable health care insurance?
We got to figure out what to do now on health care. we wound up with the most expensive system in the world, and we insured the smallest percentage of people. So you've got this crazy system where all of a sudden 25 million more people have health care, and then the people are out there busting it sometimes 60 hours a week, wind up with their premiums doubled and their coverage cut in half. It's the craziest thing in the world.
All right. So what brings you out here today?
I hate Trump. That's why I'm out here.
What are you against Trump on? What policies?
I'm against his wall policy. I'm against his anti-gay policy. I'm against his appointment of anti-Semitic ass wipes into his cabinet. I'm anything that
get white supremacists.
What has he done? Yeah, what makes
Stephen Bannon?
I spoke to Milo Yiannopoulos. He's a senior editor at Breitbart News. Do you think your erstwhile boss, Steve Bannon, chairman of Breitbart and now Trump's chief strategist, do you think he has horribly regressive attitudes? He's been described by some liberals an anti-Semite, a white nationalist. Have they got that wrong?
Well, Breitbart is a company staffed almost entirely by Jews. I am a gay Jew, and he made me into a star. He, flew over from America to hire Raheem Kassam to run the London office, who is a, brown-skinned Muslim. This stuff is ridiculous.
Do you like the idea of the Muslim registry?
What Muslim registry? Talk about it.
Oh.
Talk about it. I'm a
what
cameraman.
are you?
Oh no, you're.
What are you saying as far as the Muslim registry?
I have to tell anything to you.
Your opinion about it.
What Muslim registry are you
The Muslim
talking about?
registry that Trump and his what is the word?
Go to Garrettsville. They have a KKK branch in Garrettsville.
How do you know about this?
Because they have little rallies sometimes.
And how did you attend a rally?
No, I was in Garrettsville and I saw it because I was in the town.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
I wasn't going to go participate.
How many of them were there?
Like 10.
Exactly.
It's a very small amount of people. So they're purposely blocking traffic right now. And we got cars over here turning around. Look, we got all these cars turning around because these protesters decided they were going to stop traffic and go in the street once again, where they think that they're entitled to stop the flow of traffic.
Fast Trump's face! Fast Trump's face! Fast Trump's face!
What was that? No, what was that? What was that? Come on, you guys got to be loud and proud. What were you saying? What were you saying?
Dude, these are instigate shit. That's kind of pathetic.
So you're just here to instigate. We say that again. You're just here to instigate. That's right.
Hey, tell Paul Joseph Watson he's an illegal immigrant. He should get the fuck out.
He's in Britain, dude.
He's in his own country.
Yeah, he's in Britain. How's he an illegal immigrant in Britain?
Anytime he comes here, we'll be here to welcome him.
Come on, man. It isn't that bad. You ever been to Turkey?
I know what Turkey's like, and it's bullshit.
Okay.
This is not Turkey. Do not.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's not as bad, is it? It's not as bad, is it?
Women's rights are under attack. What do we do?
When common sense is under attack, what do you do?
Don't. We don't listen to the Infowars. Fake news. Fake news.
Do you remember when you were in Kent? Do you remember when you were in Kent?
No.
You.
Okay.
And you were.
Obviously you do.
Do you remember what you were doing there?
I do.
I do too.
Which time? Because I've been to Kent multiple times.
The time you got the guys to lie about voting for Trump because they're not hillbillies. Remember that one?
Who did you support this election?
Donald Trump.
I voted for Trump. I voted for Donald Trump.
I supported Trump. Like where I'm from, everyone's for Trump, so.
If you say you vote for Trump, they just immediately associate with that media where they're calling all Republicans or all Trump supporters bigots or racists.
Yesterday at work, I went on our newspaper stand, and the newspapers, there was a picture of someone saying white power, and they wrote a Nazi sign, and like Trump supporters going crazy, Trump supporters going crazy, and I was like.
Who did you guys support this election?
Trump.
And what about you?
Trump.
You know, what's interesting about a lot of these chants and what the speakers were talking about earlier down at Public Square, it all has in common is that it's all baseless claims. I mean, they're just making stuff up. They're like, oh, Trump's anti-gay. He has never said anything anti-gay, so I don't even know where that comes from. In fact, he even, offered for Caitlyn Jenner, who's a transgender, to use the whatever restroom she wanted in his hotel. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like these are just a bunch of crybaby, you know, whiners that they're mad about Trump getting in, and some of these people didn't even vote. So it's like, how can you even complain if you didn't vote? Secondly, I mean, look at them. They're acting like a bunch of kids, a bunch of immature, bratty kids that didn't get what they wanted. And these police here are like their babysitters. I mean, give me a break. The police have a lot more important matters to attend to than babysitting a bunch of whiny crybaby adults. I mean, give me a break. This is like the epitome of arrested development.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
Donald Trump's campaign is denouncing the endorsement it got in the latest issue of The Crusader. That's the official newspaper of the Ku Klux Klan. In a statement Tuesday, Trump's campaign told CBS News this publication is repulsive and their views do not represent the tens of millions of Americans who are uniting behind our campaign.
Were you following the protest?
Yes, yeah, I was following it the whole way. So I go to CSU, so I went down Euclid and followed them the whole way. It was pretty entertaining.
Did you see any people getting violent or crazy?
Yeah, a couple protesters ripped a Trump sign out of a Trump supporter's hands and tore it up. But other than that, like not too much.
Okay, well, do you want to give a shout out to Infowars?
Yeah, Infowars. I watch pretty much daily actually. I saw you guys at the RNC too. So yeah, you guys are doing a great job. Get that info out there.
I'm just kind of taken back at the amount of ignorance and the things that are being spewed. They're genuinely concerned that people are going to be being arrested for being gay or being arrested for being an interracial couple. I mean, the amount of ignorance is just unbelievable because none of this has any base in reality. They're all freaking each other out of ignorance. It's really insane. So, I mean, this is Millie Weaver signing off for Infowars.com.